getting this recorded now. Yay! Okay, so first things first, what I really want to talk about is the Spooktacular IPA challenge that's going on in Hey Rockstars right now. I think that is an incredible way to kick off the month. So if you haven't seen it, I posted like a little teaser of it in our group page that we have for ourselves. But the first day, like today's challenge, was posted already. Like I think it was this morning it was posted. So if you want to do that, which I really encourage each of us to do, make sure you take a look at that so that you are up to date. I think she's giving away like 2 Target gift cards a day for completing those IPA challenges. So that's really exciting and a little bit of an incentive if you really needed one. But I think that's really cool that they're doing that. And it's only 5 days. Like it's Monday through Friday. So I think it'll be a really great way to move our businesses forward. So I just want to make sure everyone like knew about that and have plans on doing that, because I think it's going to be a great way to kind of kick off this month. And then we're going to move into a challenge with all of us of like our little runners tribe. We're going to do our own little challenge next week, but it's not going to be really IPA based. It'll be more relationship building, and I'll get to that like next week. You'll hear more about it, but that's a little teaser. But just do the activity this week in Hey Rockstars. I think it's gonna be really great. So just want to give everyone a heads up for that. If that's not on your radar, like go check it out after this meeting. So that was like the first thing I really wanted to talk about. So, or things left to talk about. Like I said, I'm trying to like keep this like moving. So the second thing is, each week, I really want us to focus on certain expectations and intentions with our business that are outside activities. So this week, because it's the first week of the month, I was talking to Emily Roberts about this, our Diamond Upline, and she agreed. And I think it's going to be really good if we focus on a few things. So first of all, because it's the first week of the month, setting up the 3-way chats with September's new ambassadors with your sponsor or myself. So it's really important that we set up our new ambassadors for success and make sure that they're getting plugged in right away with your sponsor or myself, so that they're going to be able to get trained right away. That if there's any other questions, like maybe you're newer, maybe you're just a little unsure about how this whole Plexus thing still works, that's totally fine. I still put people in chats with Emily to this day because she like knows so much more than I do, you know, so I still utilize her as my upline. But it's going to be really important that we get our new ambassadors plugged in and just get some familiar faces right away. Like we have an awesome sense of community with this tribe. So it's going to be really important that we keep that up, so our new ambassadors feel really welcome and that they're not alone in this, because it's so much more fun when you're like doing this with people. Am I right or am I right? So let's make sure we're getting everyone plugged in right away with 3-way chats. Like right when you get an email that says, you got a new ambassador, congrats, put them in a message right away so we can get that taken care of. And a lot of you guys are really good at doing that. But if you haven't done that yet, please do, so we can get our new September ambassadors plugged in, or even anyone from the summer. Really just anyone who needs a 3-way chat, let's get them plugged in right away. So this week we should be focusing on that first of all. Secondly, going off of that, after getting them plugged in, we should be really focusing on getting them started with a launch event. I don't want to call them parties. I think parties are tacky. And especially when you're in sales and business, parties just sounds dumb. So we just call them a launch event. That's more formal. That sounds more like business official, because it is an online like event. So anyways, getting them set up with a launch event within like this first week. So message your people, get in that 3-way chat and just be like, okay, Brenda, we're starting off with a launch event for you for next week. Will Tuesday or Thursday night work best for you? So give them a couple options that works for you. See what they can do. The best things that we've been really noticing are that if they're like around like 8 to 9 p.m., that's a really good time for most people. So you can kind of play around with that a little bit, but it's going to be really important that we get them plugged in with your sponsor and also setting up that launch event. And we also have a mock launch event layout that we're going off of. Liz wonderfully put that in our High Vibe Tribe team page. So we are going to be able to use that as like a mock event that we're going to be able to use and just copy and paste and do that easily. And what's great is that if you actually set them up with in a group page, you can schedule the post ahead of time so that you're not like racing around like copy paste like within a few minutes span. Like it's all there for you. So just schedule those events ahead of time or the post ahead of time and you're going to be good to go. So plugging them in first of all, setting up that launch event this week for them. So there should be like a ton of launch events happening like next week is what we should be expecting as long as we're doing this week. And the third thing is, if you're a new ambassador from either the summer or last month, if they did not join with a subscription on, they need to get that on ASAP and make sure it's to 100 PV, at least 100 PV. This month, if they haven't turned on the 145 PV, and I think till December, till the end of the year, they're going to get free shipping, and that's going to be huge. So let's make sure that we are getting their subscriptions in place so they can build their testimony to be able to share their story, because it's really hard to see results if you're not consistent. Like, can I get an amen? Like, how true is that? So we have to make sure that they are consistent on their products for sure. We had a question. Oh yeah. Liz put that all in there. So Liz is awesome. Thank you so much. So really this week we should be focusing on the 3-way chats, setting up the launch events, and working on subscriptions. Thumbs up, everyone. Like, we're good with that for focusing this week outside our activities. Perf. On to the third thing. Okay. If you have not watched that Celeste video yet, I'm pretty sure I put it in our group chat. And if I didn't, then I put it into a different one and whatever. But anyways, if you have not seen that yet, please watch it. It's like 9 minutes long, but she makes an amazing point about the power of 3. And I think that's something, like she said, like, we overcomplicated it and now we don't do it. And then that's why promotions don't happen as fast. And that's why attrition hits us really fast. And basically the power of 3 is just, I add 3, you add 3, you tell your people add 3, and we're just getting people silver without even calling it silver. We're just calling it 3 people because we each have 3 people in our lives to talk to Plexus about and get them signed up. So that's basically all she was saying in her video. To put it like simply is just, I add 3, I'm going to tell you to add 3, then you tell your people add 3. That's really all it is. And there's actually in the new ambassador training spreadsheet that I posted earlier today, one of the segments is about the power of 3. And it's a longer video from the first ever Diamond, Sheila Medina, but it's amazing. It really breaks down the power of 3 and why it's so important and how to use it and how to do it. And it's just incredible. It's a great resource. And I've been watching it like a whole bunch of times in the last like few years. So that's part of the new ambassador resource. So they can get like so they can figure out what power 3 is. So that's basically all I have about that. But basically what I really want us to focus on is a personal focus for each of us would be this month, let's focus on adding 3 ambassadors apiece. Let's all go silver this month and then show our new 3 ambassadors how to go silver as well, how to get those 3 people. So I think if we really focus on that, the growth will be there. Those are going to be more promotions coming our way soon. And just really get the power of 3 moving. And it's going to be up to us. It's going to be up to me to help you guys do this as well. So I'm personally committing to adding 3 ambassadors this month. And I hope that you will personally commit to adding 3 ambassadors this month as well with me. Next, okay. This one might take a little bit longer to explain, but it's nothing crazy. You guys know the direction we've been going in, and it's all about focusing on Instagram. Guys, Instagram is truly where it is anymore. Most people's businesses are now taking off because of Instagram. Facebook is still good. I still utilize it. I still post every once in a while. But it's really hard to make connections with people through Facebook when everyone is using Instagram now. Instagram is seriously where it's at, and it is so easy to connect with people on Instagram. You can go find a hashtag and go follow it and go find people who have the same hashtag that you're using. An Instagram hashtag I like to use is Wife Life. I go to Wife Life, I click on it, and I'm finding like millions of people who also use that hashtag, and I can connect with them and be like, oh my gosh, you guys are so cute. I love that date night idea. Or talk about oh my gosh, congratulations on your anniversary. How long have you been married? Like, it's so easy. It's so stupidly simple to use Instagram and connect with people. And that's something we really should focus on, because Facebook is not very easy to connect with people on now. They don't have as many cool features compared to Instagram. And a lot of the newer diamonds out there are like swearing on Instagram. I really think our team should head in that direction. And that's what Emily's been telling me for the last couple of months. And then it just finally clicked that, like, yes, she is right. We should really be focusing on Instagram. So someone to follow on Instagram who just gets the picture, who is just so well-rounded. She's interesting to follow. I love her stories. She tells a great story. She is new diamond ambassador, Trisha Rieger. She just went diamond like a couple days ago. So she's brand spanking new, but she literally skyrocketed up the ranks because of Instagram. She has like over 37,000 followers. Whenever she first started on Instagram, she only had a few hundred. So she's been really doing well with her branding, with connecting with people, with just being really strategic about it. And on Instagram, her handle is @cleanhousewithkids. So I would recommend giving her a follow and just kind of like scroll through and see what she posts about, check out her stories. But she sucks you right in, and it's someone who I just really admire. And the way she works her business too. Like she's a homeschooling mom of 5 with 1 on the way. And she just works her business in the nooks and crannies and makes it work. And it's just like, oh my gosh, it's amazing. So I'll get off my soapbox about her. I just love her. But go give her a follow, check her out. But like I said, it's just so much easier to connect with people, and pretty much what we need to be doing now, and we can spend more time on this, but we really need to take the time to hone in on our personal brands and just run with it. So like, my whole Instagram now is all about wedding. Like I do plan weddings like on the side now. Like I've been planning so many weddings behind the scenes for the last 2 years. And then I was just like, why don't I just like tell more people about it and make that my Instagram thing? So I love weddings. Why don't I post about it? And now I'm claiming myself to be a wedding expert. So what I'm telling you is, whatever your personal brand is, whether that is all about animals, maybe it's mom life, maybe it is based around your job or any hobbies that you love, whatever it is, I need you to learn how to become an expert at it. You don't have to have some crazy degree to claim yourself an expert. You just have to come off as if like you are so obsessed with whatever your brand is that you're going to make people suck in on this and be like, oh my gosh, I love what you're doing. I love your post. You're so inspirational. Like, you know all about this stuff. That's a great idea. I never thought about that mom hack before. Like whatever it is, I need you to become an expert of it so people will follow you and use hashtags and just all that stuff. And make it like a clean looking page. Come up with your own little algorithm of like a pattern of what you use. I know Kira, for instance, hers just comes to mind. Hers like picture, quote, like back and forth like that. So that's like a clean like look that she can keep up with on a daily basis. So just kind of come with your own personal brand. The checkerboard, exactly, Adelie. So basically what I need you to do is just find your brand, whatever it is. Pick like 3 to 5 hobbies that you just like love or what you want people to know about you. And then I need you to pick filters that's going to like really work with you and make that clean looking page. Like keep it all the same, keep it consistent. And what most people do is, if you're getting a new follower, what they do is check the first 2 lines of your Instagram page to see what type of page you have. Is it colorful? Is it vibrant? Does it mesh well? Is it the same colors? Like, is it bright? Is it welcoming? Is it warm? That's what they're looking for. They look at the first 2 lines of your Instagram. So it's really time to like hone in on your brand, clean it up, make it look nice and pretty and attractive. And it's going to draw people to your page. So, things that you want to avoid, and I'm digging a little bit deeper into this, but just things you want to avoid is using like Plexus in your bio or on your handle name. Like it should not be like Plexus with Allie as like my name. Like, no. People are not going to follow you because you are a salesperson. Keep Plexus out of your bio. Do not say the P word because people will automatically see that you're out to sell something and that's all you care about. And that's not true. You are much more than being a Plexus ambassador. That just so happens to tie into your everyday life, and that's why you're here. Okay, it's time to tell your story, and it's time to break away from just being a Plexus ambassador. You are much more than that. So hone in on what is so important to you in your life, and then tell a story about it. Make that your life and tell the world about it. Be an expert about it. So let me see what I have next. And then my last thing about Instagram is just become a student of Instagram. I am still learning each and every day about Instagram, and I swear every day I learn something new, and it's amazing. Being a student is great in this business, but when it comes to Instagram, it's like a whole wide world of just like amazingness. So there are tons of great training videos out there. Like if you look up Trisha Rieger on YouTube, she has an incredible, she has her own personal like 10-minute Instagram training, and then she did a training for another team as well. That's a little bit longer, but she even goes even more into depth about Instagram than her own video that she did. It's an incredible couple videos to watch and learn more. Our own upline, Emily Roberts, just did one on Hey Rockstars, I think a month and a half ago. Go check that out. Just go to the search bar and type in Instagram training or just Instagram, and you'll see that training video come up. And make sure you watch it. I posted on High Vibe Tribe about the $35 Instagram class training that Liz and Kira tagged me in earlier. I didn't see it till this evening, but it's $35 to invest in. The training is like November 1st, I believe, something like that. I think it's the 1st through 5th, something like that. It's simple, but it's $35. It's going to be really well worth it. I just looked up that girl who's hosting it, and like she knows her ish, guys. Like it's going to be great. It's also a tax write-off too. So keep that in mind. Use it as a write-off. Anything that you do with training or that you invest in goes as a tax write-off. So always be a student of this. Don't be frustrated. Like we are always learning. Like that's what being a human is all about. We learn, we grow, we evolve, we maybe suck at things at times, but we get better. Like that's just life, you know. But don't get frustrated with Instagram. Like really dig in deep with it, learn from it, do better at it. We can all do better at it. And just start to really utilize it, because it's an amazing way to build relationships. And that's something that we're going to be really focusing on as we move into like this month and like the end of the year, is just relationship building. And Instagram is going to be the way you do it compared to Facebook. I think it was like a week or two ago, I put on High Vibe Tribe a poll about what do you use more? You have to choose one. Is it Facebook or Instagram? And majority of people put Facebook. So that gave a red alert, like red flag thing of like, okay, like we need to move from Facebook to Instagram, because like Facebook is still there. It's still a good tool. We should still be using it. But like I said, when it comes to just generally building relationships with like new people from all over the country, all over the world, Instagram's where it's at. You can't really do that very well on Facebook. It's not as easy to do that. So Instagram is what we need to be focusing on. So I'm going to get off of that Instagram train there, but you know how I feel about it. So take some time and figure it out. And then lastly, I said I was not going to be long with this. So we're like at the 20-minute mark. So yay. So our book, does everyone have the book yet? The Strengths Finders book? We all have this book yet? Okay, so if you don't, go on Amazon, go to your Barnes & Noble or whatever bookstore you have, and go get this book. Make sure it has the access code in it so you can take the personal test to figure out your 5 strengths. And from there, take the test first. I think it even tells you in the book to take the test first. And then you can kind of read through your strengths and how to combat your strengths and how to work with other people's strengths, and it's great. So basically, well, I'm just telling you why I wanted to end with is start reading your book. It's October 1st. I think our meeting about the book is October 29th, I want to say. So read the whole book, guys. It's like literally like tiny, tiny, tiny skinny book. It will not take you all month to read this. I guarantee it. But just have it read by the end of the month. I hope you guys get it and really love it as much as I do. And just take your test and see your 5 strengths. So that's what you should really be focusing on, is taking your tests and reading through this book. And that's pretty much the last thing I'll probably talk about with this book until we actually meet to talk about it at the end of the month. So other than that, guys, that's really all I had to discuss. But does anyone have any questions about anything in general? You can unmute yourself and ask. I'm totally cool with that now. So you have anything to add or whatever, go ahead and unmute yourself.
I was talking to Liz earlier about how I'm planning like my next steps and like mapping out my goals. And I'm kind of I went to Rachel Hollis's movie event thing, whenever that was in the summer. And she kind of says, like, okay, this is your goal. Your goal is to be Emerald by July 31st, 2019. What are 3 things you can do today to get you to that goal? So I'm kind of like mapping out like all the little things and making like a list so that I can check them off the list, and it's a little less daunting than like 4,500 points or 1,500 points or whatever it is.
Right. I love that so much. Do you have like any examples of like the little things that you're personally like working on?
So over the weekend, I wanted to rebrand my Instagram, and then I have like follow-ups on one page and like a list of all the people that I want to follow up with, and then I just like check them off once I do. And then I have a list of people I want to do events for. And then I also had an idea, like if you have a wholesaler that doesn't really want to work the business, maybe, like I'm specifically talking about my parents and like people like that. They might know 5 people that you could invite to an event, and like I can sign them up. They don't have to sign them up. So I was gonna try to plan something like that. And then I have a list of people I want to upgrade, and people that I want to build relationships with and things like that. So
I love that. I really do like the breakdown of it, because if you look at the overall like tasks to get to Emerald, like there's so much to it that's like so overwhelming. So I do like that you broke it down like in like 3 simple things that you can work on like each day to like make sure you're getting there, and like just like the little focuses of it I think is so good. I love that. Thanks for sharing. Anybody else have anything they want to add or any questions? Nada. All right, guys. Well, thank you for jumping on. If something does come up or like a question, like you guys know where to find me, or you guys know you're part of the chat, so go feel free to ask anything in that. But I really do appreciate you guys taking your time out of your Monday night to join me for like the last like 20-ish minutes or so. These are going to be really important as we keep moving on throughout the weeks and the months to come, and as we get new runners into our chat and our group, as we keep building our teams. It's gonna be so crazy when we have like these crazy awesome rock stars like under each other, and it's just gonna be like wowza. But I love who we have right now. Like I'm really grateful for each and every one of you, and I really hope that these Monday night calls really help kick off your week and get you inspired and just like focus on like those little things like Adelaide said about like, you know, just focusing on like those follow-ups or focusing on those upgrades or who can get a launch event scheduled for. Just the little things like that can make a huge difference. So I think it's just shifting our mindset to like little activities, especially as we move into this week with the Spooktacular IPA thing. Like what a great way to kick off the month, by the way. So I'm really excited for that, guys. But next week, I really don't know what we'll talk about other than next week's intentions and stuff, and probably the relationship building challenge I have. But you never know what's going to pop up this week. So we'll see. But stay tuned for next. And I guess I'll just be talking to you guys later. I love you all. Thanks for jumping on.